been flipping cars since I was like 13 or 14 years old. Me and my dad had paper routes. We'd drive up and down the blocks and throw newspapers. So kind of knew where all the cars were. And then on the weekends, I'd have to go ask for the payment. I'd be like, hey, what about that Corvette you got in your backyard? You know, I've always flipped cars and motorcycles since then. It's always been kind of my part-time hobby until I decided to make it my job in 2003. What's up, everybody, and especially my friends at Bailey. Check it out. I'm really stoked that you guys came by today. Welcome to our corporate offices. We'll start there. This is where the shop begins. This first part here is kind of the toys I like to look at the most, or what I might happen to be driving right then. So here's where all the shop starts. And you'll notice this white line. This white line's important because when we were running and gunning and making Fast and Loud, like all a sundry of things going on, I'm trying to keep up with the money, I'm trying to keep everything moving. And the line to me means TV time. So no matter what pissed off I am, when I cross the line, it's time to be fast and loud. And it helped me mentally. Somebody told me to do that, and I did. This is absolutely cool. We picked it up yesterday. And it's a one owner 78 280, 100% original. I think it's pretty low miles, around 40,000. Never been restored, never been messed with. And we're gonna be cleaning this up in a series of videos for our new detailing products. It's gonna be pretty cool to see the transformation. But now we'll go over to what I call Monkey Trap, which is where I keep my toys. Over here in Monkey Trap, I hope one day it's gonna be a museum. That's why it's kind of set up the way it is. We're just kind of hanging out waiting to see what happens and when we can get this open where people can tour through. I keep a lot of cars over on the other side I'll show you that people get to see, but you know, I want them to be able to come through here and have some fun. This is probably my favorite car in here, and could be the most expensive car we have at Gas Monkey. This is the world famous King T. It was built by Gene Winfield back in '63. It was a model, it was a Hot Wheel, it was a Matchbox. He actually took part in restoring it back in early 2000s, came back, did the paint work on it, and he came by actually 5 years ago because he heard I had it, and I let him take me for a ride in it. It's pretty cool. It's that's my baby right there. It's pretty cool. We've had so many fascinating cars come in and out of here, and we've got to sell so many stories. I don't know that I'd be hard pressed to pick just one. And it's the same way with everybody that's worked at the shop. Nobody really agrees that that was the best one or this was better. Everybody's kind of got their own pick. This is kind of what started Gas Monkey. You know, we were on the forefront of the rat rod, patinaed hot rod scene, you know, and we really embraced it and built a lot of cars. This one we built a long time ago for Nostalgia Wheel Company, my friend David. So voila, the land of wonderment. All my 32s are real, pretty much unobtainium, all original 34 Roadster. This is pretty cool because it's another Thomas Crown Affair Mustang. We actually built this to be exactly like mine, but it's got a 6-speed in it and black interior, so pretty wicked car. 37 Ford Business Coupe, 2 documented owners. I'm the 3rd, never been restored, never been taken apart. Absolutely original. It's really, really cool. This Trans Am is what I graduated high school in. I worked my way up through high school and graduated high school driving a Bandit Trans Am, so that was cool. We were just talking to Piero on the other side of the camera about Fiero. Voila, the world's best Fiero ever. This is literally a 400-mile original Fiero that Zimmer made a quicksilver body and put it on there. He thought he was going to be the king of custom cars, and it didn't work too well. So you'll see that I got a lot of signs around here. This one is probably one of my favorites. This is all original from the 50s. It was on a building here in Dallas that was the Goodyear retread plant, and I wanted this sign so bad that I actually tried to buy the building several times. I was only gonna take the sign and then sell the building again. That never worked out, and one day the guy called me and he goes, hey, I sold the building, they don't want the sign. If you want it, but you gotta take it down. So here it is, in all of its splendor and glory. You came here to see the Bailey Wonderland. I can't tell you that Bailey's been a wonderful partner. I mean, when we moved into this building 7 years ago, you know, we reached out to Bailey and they saw the space we had, and he made the suggestions of what we should get, and here we are. With and amongst all of this equipment, we can pretty much make anything, and I think we've proved it over the years. Here is Chase. He's the lead shop foreman, fabricator, electrician, plumber, paint and body, pneumatics, you name it, he does it.
So my name is Chase Fillion. I am the shop foreman of Gas Monkey, and so I kind of do pretty much all of the above. You name it, I'll pretty much figure it out. So my dad owned a shop ever since I was born. And so I grew up doing oil changes and brakes, and by the time I was 13, I'm doing timing chains on Audis, and I'm ripping whole bumpers off, pulling the radiators out, and same as a 45-year-old guy next to me is doing, and that's how I've kind of got into it. And I started as the mechanical end of it, and then now I've grown to where I want to learn more fabrication and welding and stuff like that, and that's just grown to where I am today. So this is where we spend a lot of time just grinding and getting everything to fit flush. We have our corner notcher, we have our tube notcher, we got our press, we got our drill press, we have our 20-ton press, we have our 20-inch disc grinder. Bandsaw gets a lot of use. We probably put, since I've been here, at least 5 blades on it. Back here we got our plasma table, which is one of my favorite just because I'm younger and I'm computer oriented and I can write the G code and cut out whatever bracket I need, and we can just weld it in instead of having to cut it out with an angle grinder and burn through 4 discs. So I absolutely love this machine. I want to use it way more than we do, but hey, we can only do what we can do. So the lathe we get to use not very often, but when we do use it, we have a whole lot of fun with it. We've made some killer parts on it. We've made some bearing races, stuff like that. So that machine's super fun. And then we got our end mill. I've made a couple things on that as well. That thing is super cool. And we got our Bailey carts. Have to have those. If you don't have a Bailey cart, you are missing out in the world. I mean, this thing will jack up this high and it'll lift a whole lot of weight. I mean, that thing is insane. And then we got our racks with all of our steel and stuff on it as well with our other bandsaw, which, oh, they replaced the blade. So we busted the blade on it the other day. You know, that thing is absolutely amazing. Cutting exhaust, you can do a bunch of pie cuts. We have our Bailey fixture table. So the fixture table I absolutely love, because especially when you're doing a bunch of pie cuts and you got a long piece, but it's gotta be up here in this way, and you can kind of finagle it to make whatever weld you need to make on the table. So I absolutely love that table. We've got our plenishing hammer. I think I'm the only one that's in the shop currently that's actually used that as much as we should use it, because it's fun. We've got our little brake over there, a little 4-foot brake. We can do little tight bends when you need to make boxes and stuff like that, or little covers. Bead roller. We've got our shrinker stretcher. This is what I love too, is our little shear over here. Even on chipboard, cut it out on your shear. And so now you've got the whole process of how you're gonna cut out your steel already on your chipboard. So use your shear to cut out your chipboard. It saves you so much time and so much steel when you've already cut it out on a piece of cardboard. We've got our roller, and then we've also got our iron worker. Our iron worker also saves you a whole lot of time. We can punch holes as big as you can punch. I mean, drilling out holes that are 5/8 round in 1/2-inch plate is a waste of time. This will save you a whole lot of time. I absolutely love the bender. The bender, we can bend pretty much any roll cage, any square tube, anything, we can bend it right here on our bender. It's amazing. I've not had this machine struggle one time bending anything. And then our 8-foot brake, we can make rockers, we can make anything you think of, we can just bend it up and install it. It's super easy. Our hydraulic shear. So you remember when, like back in the old days, you have everybody seen the shear you gotta stand on and everything like that. This takes the guesswork out of it. You turn it on, you hit the pedal, and it shears it. It saves so much time and so much effort. And then we got our power hammer. Power hammer is super cool. I think I'm the only one in the shop currently that has used this. Again, super fun, super just learning. I mean, just the Bailey tools make you think and learn and how many things you can make with just that one machine. So, and then our English wheel. Love the English wheel. Smooth out anything you want, bend anything you want. Yeah, that's my other favorite tool. And we got our hydraulic brake as well. Yeah, we can bend 1/4-inch plate, 3/8 plate. 3/8 plate a little struggles a little bit, but 1/4-inch plate it'll bend perfectly fine. But yeah, I use this more than anybody else probably has ever used it, just because I like bending thicker stuff. That's more my style. I like bigger trucks, bigger everything. And so it's Texas. You gotta bend big stuff. So
when it comes to the metal shaping projects that we've pulled off over the years here at Gas Monkey, obviously the most notable one is the Thomas Crown Affair Mustang when it comes to the roll bars and the different fixtures we did and the fenders, etc. The guys that have come through the shop over the years, they know this equipment, they know what it'll do, and we've done everything from recreating the whole bottom third of a vehicle to chopping cars to, you know, making a fender or a gas tank or whatever. So they do it every day. I probably couldn't work most of these machines back here, and I don't mind saying that. You know, I'm the business and the brain, and these guys are the brawn. So I don't ever like to take credit for the work and the craftsmanship that those guys know how to do. What's really cool about what Bailey's done in the social media part of this industry of metal fabricating is they've showcased what was normally a hidden talent. Like I was talking earlier, where somebody knows how to do something and they don't really necessarily want to teach anyone. You know, they're out there looking at everyone from, you know, the top name on the list to the guy that's doing it in his garage and just absolutely killing it. And it's fun to watch, and especially, you know, from a point of social media, you know, getting on that page is like, yeah, you know, I made it. You know, it's like, I can only imagine that fabricators out there, whether they're in their garage or they have their own shop or they work for someone, you know, making it on the Bailey page is pretty freaking wicked. I mean, that's a feather in the cap, so to speak.
And I think that's what Bailey social media has done for me too, is, well, you can literally watch somebody that's in their garage doing it, or you can watch these hardcore fabricators that do this every day for a living, and you can combine the two and see which method works the best. So it's endless possibilities.
At the end of the day, they're the best equipment out there, the fastest equipment to get a hold of, and it has made Gas Monkey what it is today. So out here is where we do all the burnouts. Everybody's seen it a million times. The space is actually pretty small compared to what it looks like on TV. But so far we've only had 2 accidents, but none of them have gone completely through the building yet. This is what we call our piece of shit row. There's stuff that I bought for whatever reason, and I bought these fire trucks, I don't even know why, but they were cheap, and we had water cannon fights out here one day. Everybody knows I'm an avid Miller Lite guy. Probably drink too much of it, but I saw this for sale on some kind of auction site, and I was like, what would I even need that for? But I bought it anyways. The goal now is we're considering turning it into an apartment and allow people to do like an Airbnb or something experience. I just don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. It could go wrong so many ways. Talk about big signs. This is a 30-foot by 12-foot Firestone double-sided porcelain from the 60s. There's 30 signs out there. There's one back here that's really cool. I don't know if you can get to it. This is a 1 year only, I think it's 1938, original Cadillac letters off of a dealership. You know, this is original from the Texas Theater down in Galveston. This big one here, I worked on for like 7 years. It was at an old gas station, and the last time that the price was changed, it was 23.9 cents a gallon. Get you some of that today. One of the things that I really studied when I was going to start Gas Monkey was, you know, the guys that were on TV, what do they do? You know, how approachable are they? All this kind of stuff. We try to make sure that everybody here gets to see, I mean, they're coming to Dallas. They're coming to see the Monkeys and Gas Monkey, and man, treat them with respect every time we can. We do the best possible experience we can based on the workload we have. So, you know, this is a fun place.